everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Oля, and this is actually my very first speed build video, so I'm very excited about it. Today we're gonna build a cozy coastal coffee and bookshop in a lovely world of Brindleton Bay. I'll walk you through the speed build and tell a little bit about why I started this channel. So now, let's jump into the speed build. So, before we dive into the details, I just wanted to say that I'm a huge fan of The Sims. I've been playing it since The Sims 2 came out, and building has always been my absolute favorite thing to do in the game, primarily because I love experimenting with different interior styles and ideas, and I think that Sims gives a cool opportunity to do that. So I figured why not to share my ideas and maybe inspire someone else. And I also love seeing what other Simmers create, so I just hope this can be a fun space to exchange ideas. And for this first build, my inspiration came from the charm of a beautiful Brindleton Bay. It has that perfect coastal, small town feel, so I thought that Café and a bookshop would really fit right in. And as I love creating spaces that feel lived in, I just have a little backstory for this place. So imagine, years ago this building used to be a home, and it belonged to a lovely couple who built their life here by the sea. And he was a sailor and she a librarian. While he spent time on the ocean, she raised their kids and ran a small bookshop on the first floor of their home. Over the years, the shop became a beloved place in the neighborhood, but as time passed and their children grew up, the house just started feeling too big for the couple. And when the sailor retired, they decided to move in with their daughter and to transform their home into a coffee shop, while of course keeping the little bookstore for those people who still love paper books. And that's how this cozy cafe/bookshop came to life. I really love adding some stories like this to my builds because I think that it makes them feel more alive. By the way, am I the only one who does it, or maybe you do the same? So please let me know in the comments below how you approach your Sims builds. And now let's talk about the lot I chose for this coffee bookshop. I decided to go with a 20 by 15 lot, which is located in the area of Whiskerman's Wharf. It's usually very crowded with Sims and looks like a very attractive area for tourists. This actually was a residential lot where I believe the Lynx family lived, that one woman with lots of cats. But I think that this place has so much potential, so a community lot looks like a much better option. And also, because I really love coffee, I believe that every city and a small town deserves to have its own coffee place. Oh, and I removed the cat hangout lot trait just because I wanted this place to be open for any type of a pet that your sim could have and maybe could bring here with them. Alright, now back to the build itself. As I already said, it was heavily inspired by the picturesque seasides of Brindleton Bay, and I really wanted to capture that warm, inviting atmosphere, so the exterior has classic coastal elements like soft blue and yellow paneling, lots of white elements, windows, columns, trims and floors, also rustic flower boxes and cute bicycles from Growing Together, and of course a little outdoor showcase that filled with lots of books for visitors. And I also placed a truck from the debug menu of camera, just to add to the seaside town feel. As you can see, I used a mix of different packs for this build. The base game was of course a huge part of it, but I also used items from high school years, Get Together, Cats and Dogs and Seasons of course. I just love how the items from the last two and the base game work in combination with the cozy elements from other DLCs. And next you can see me working on the washroom areas. I kept them really simple and neutral, just the essentials with clean white walls. After that I went back outside just to add some lighting. I used the Seasons wall lights and then I recalled about greenery So I placed some base game bushes around the cafe and also added 2 planters with birch trees. And I think that these trees look really perfect in this world, like they have always been here. And for some reason I kind of jumped between the exterior and interior and then back again while creating this cafe. But honestly, that's just how I built. And here I added a few other details just to make this place feel even more real. Near the bookshop entrance I placed a magazine rack and inside the cafe a shelf that I later filled with coffee bags and takeout boxes. I also put some signature on the building so people who are passing by know that there is a cafe here. And in the back I placed some wall planters with beautiful yellow flowers and a few ceiling lights. Going inside, I started decorating the bookshop first, and since this was originally a home, I wanted to keep that warm and inviting feel, even though most of the wood tones are white rather than warm. But I left here an old-looking yellow wallpapers with some paneling on the bottom, and I think it helps to make this old house impression. There is also a cozy reading nook with a cute foxy lamp. I built it in front of the shop. I see it as a perfect place where customers can sit and get lost in the fantastic story that is full of adventures and fun. And of course, I made sure to add lots of bookshelves. I used the ones from Get to Work because I think they look like they just belong to this kind of a store. But additionally, I placed some debug books for The Sims to buy, all the kinds of books from romance novels to just skill building manuals. I also added a small white counter with a blue tiled countertop to support the coastal theme, and placed some little things there, like books, a lamp, a small sign that maybe informs the visitors that there is new arrivals, and an open notebook. I imagine that person who works here just writes down all the books that visitors wants to buy in the future. And next I worked on the little outdoor section of the bookshop, which is on the right side of the building. I imagine that here books are sold with a big discount or maybe given away for free. I love the idea of a small book cart and a table where people can grab a book while enjoying their coffee outside, or if maybe they just passing by. Or as an idea, they just can leave their own books for other Sims, sort of a book exchange for townies. And I think it makes the whole build feel even more connected to the community. Now onto the main cafe. I wanted to make it as real as possible, so I placed a fridge from Get to Work here, but I shrinked it a little bit, just to leave some walking space for the baristas. And I also added a bin for them. Let's just imagine that they need it. However, I forgot about the sink. Luckily, Sims really don't need it for a cafe to be functional. Of course, I added a coffee counter with a bright blue coffee machine, because where did you see a cafe without it, right? But I wish we had more options of them, like a few modern ones, but maybe in different styles, and a 1 or 2 tiles only for smaller coffee places. I know that we have already got a new barista bar with Business and Hobbies expansion pack, and I'm very thankful for that. But it's always nice to have more. I hope you agree with me on that. Also, for this space, I added a few wooden shelves from high school years that together create this shelving unit look. And I placed lots of cafe and food related decorations, like coffee pots, tea bags and cans, some plates, desserts, and many different things just to make it feel a little bit busy. And those milk boxes from the Blast from the Past reward, they became very helpful here. And also in the debug menu I found coffee bags and those food delivery packages, so I just placed them on different surfaces. For the sitting area, I mixed different styles to create some casual but still charming look. I used benches from the high school years, industrial style tables from the base game, and these beautiful white chairs from the seasons. And to make the space feel fresh and sunny, I placed those pretty orange flowers from the Love Struck expansion. I think they have a very nice pattern on the pots, so for me it feels like a person who owns this place actually chosen these pots themselves. And of course I carried this theme onto the outdoor terrace, which overlooks the dock and the sea. I really love this part of the build. I think it's the perfect spot to sit with a book or maybe a cup of your favorite drink. And also I added some warm lighting here, just to make it feel extra inviting in the evening. Then I moved upstairs. I started with placing some base game lights here and there, and also curtains to frame the windows. Then I decorated the walls with those base game, or maybe it's get-together shelves, I don't really remember, but you know, those filled with coffee making tools. And for the seating, I just kept the same industrial style tables and white chairs as downstairs, but instead of high school years benches, I added some comfy couches here. At first, I wasn't really sure which ones to use, because all of them looked a little bit too much for the space, I don't know why, but I ended up choosing the base game industrial couches because they have that rustic look that I think blends perfectly into this coastal coffee shop interior. Also, I placed here a beautiful cats and dogs fireplace for those, you know, chilly autumn or winter evenings, so your Sims can come here with their coffee or maybe a book again, sit on the sofa and spend hours reading or talking about life with their friends in this warm and cozy atmosphere. You know, I really enjoyed working on this build, and especially imagining the backstory and how this place evolved over time. I think it could be a great business slot, but if you want, you could also turn the second floor into a small residential space, just by relocating the washroom downstairs. And then it can be perfect for a single sim or a couple. I have already uploaded this cafe to the gallery, so you can find it by typing the name of this channel, Simsioli. Also, to make the space even more comfortable and to keep the same style, I put some pillows here and there. And here, to bring some life into the space, I decided to place cafe radios. I believe a little background music like that makes a huge difference and can create a relaxing aura on community lots. And that's the build, so what do you think? Would you visit a place like this in real life? And also, do you like this kind of a video? Let me know in the comments if I should keep making more. If you enjoyed watching, please give it a like and subscribe. I have many more ideas for upcoming builds and I would really love to share them with you. Now enjoy the final screenshots of the build. Thanks so much for watching and I will see you in the next video.